Many people think that success comes only from hard work, but the truth is that what makes someone successful might be very different from what you think. These two stories show different perspectives on success and making money that you may have never considered before. There was a mother with 4 daughters, and each of them gave $2,000 to start a business with a simple and popular snack: cupcakes. Sarah, the oldest daughter, chose the traditional route. She did everything herself, from making the dough to mixing the frosting and baking the cakes. She would wake up at 4 in the morning, set up a small booth in front of the metro station, and sell homemade cupcakes for $3 each. On good days, she sold around 150 cupcakes and made a monthly profit of $200. However, her business was exhausting: long days, early mornings, and if she got sick or took a day off, her income would stop right away. Emily, the second daughter, had a different idea. She didn't even bake a single cupcake. Instead, she went to local bakeries that were willing to sell her cupcakes at $2 each in bulk. Then, with her car, she would go to offices and company cafeterias, selling them for $3 each because she didn't have to bake the cakes herself. She could just focus on selling. Emily sold 500 cupcakes a day, and her monthly profit was around $2,800. She was smart and knew how to be an intermediary, buying wholesale and selling to a bigger market. Jessica, the third daughter, thought even bigger. She went straight to the company cafeteria and said, "I'll be your long-term cupcake supplier, and I'll sell them cheaper than anyone else. But with one condition: you have to pay for monthly orders in advance." The companies were hesitant. What if she took the money and ran? Jessica used her successful sister's track record as a guarantee to show she was trustworthy. When she received $8,000 in advance, she signed exclusive contracts with 10 local bakeries and practically cornered the cupcake market. She used other people's money to start, then expanded and took over the whole market. But Megan, the youngest daughter, was the smartest of them all. She watched her 3 sisters work. She didn't bake or sell a single cupcake. Instead, she went straight to the suppliers of flour mills and sugar distributors. She told them, "I have a network of bakeries with guaranteed steady orders." She connected the suppliers to the bakeries her sisters used and took an 8% commission on each transaction. It was that simple. Without even touching a single cupcake, Megan made more money than the combined income of her 3 sisters. This isn't just a story about cupcakes. It's a story about making money. The reality is, most of us are trained like Sarah. We are told to work hard, but that creates a tiring cycle, like a treadmill where if you stop, your money stops too. Real money is made when it's detached from your time and energy and supported by a system. So before starting anything, think about how you can make your income independent of your constant presence. Story number 2. Why do many people succeed even though they don't have much formal education? Let me tell you a story that might answer that question. On a train, a university professor and a farmer named John were sitting across from each other. The professor said, "I'll ask you a question. If you can't answer it, you give me $5. Then you ask me a question, and if I can't answer it, I'll give you $500. John accepted without hesitation. The professor asked, "What is the distance between the Earth and the Moon?" John thought for a moment, but no answer came to his mind, so he gave the professor $5. Then it was John's turn. He asked, "What animal goes up a mountain on 3 legs but comes down on 4 legs?" The professor thought as hard as he could, but couldn't find an answer. So he had to give John $500. John took the money, closed his eyes, and took a nap. Still curious, the professor asked, "So, what is that animal that goes up on 3 legs and comes down on 4? John handed him $5 and went back to sleep. The professor was stunned. The difference was in how each of them looked at the problem. A few years later, John's business had really taken off. He went to the city and opened a small workshop on a busy street full of old fashion and clothing shops. Right across from his shop was Mike's shoe repair store, a place locals had been coming to for more than 20 years. Mike specialized in shoe repair, polishing, and widening tight heels. One day, John put up a sign in front of his shop: "Heel repair, $10, immediate service." Mike noticed the price was much lower than his own. The next day, he put up his own sign: "Heel repair, $8, guaranteed quality." Gradually, more people started showing up with damaged shoes, but John didn't stop. He changed his sign: "Heel repair, $6, fast and top quality." Now Mike was really annoyed. He hadn't seen a competitor like this in years. He lowered his price again: "Heel repair, $5, the cheapest price on the market." People rushed in for shoe repairs, John changed his sign once more. Heel repair, $4, limited time only. Mike, now furious, went into John's shop and said, "This is ridiculous. At these prices, we'll both go bankrupt. You're ruining both of our businesses." John calmly replied, "Not both of us. Just you," Mike frowned. "What do you mean?" John said. "I don't even have heel repair tools. I sell handmade leather shoes. This sign is just to get people inside. When they come in asking for repairs, I tell them I'm not accepting repairs right now and send them to you. But while they're here, I show them my custom leather shoes." Mike stood there in shock, realizing he had walked straight into John's game. That's the story. Success isn't always about knowing more. It's about seeing better. A degree alone is useless. What matters is understanding people, knowing their motivations, and creating rules that force others to play your game. If you're not following Mindlander, you probably won't see us again. But if you are, congratulations. You're growing every single day.